It was a rainy afternoon when Lucia, a 9-year-old girl, arrived home after a long day at school. She clutched her backpack like a worn-out shield as she climbed the stairs to her room, seeking refuge from the storm. When she opened the door to her bedroom, the first thing she noticed was a doll lying on her bed, one she didn't remember leaving there. Her name was Marisol, the doll her grandmother had given her several months ago. Lucia didn't usually play with Marisol. There was something about that doll that gave her the chills, as if its glass eyes followed her across the room. Without paying it much attention, Lucia took off her coat and hung it on her chair. She let out a deep sigh as she turned toward her desk to take out her homework from her backpack. However, a strange shiver ran down her spine. When she turned back toward her bed, she froze. The doll was now lying at the foot of it. Her heart pounded in her ears as Lucia took a step back, trying to reason. She thought maybe the wind from the window had caused the doll to roll off. But the window was tightly shut. How is that possible? Lucia whispered, eyes wide open. The rain outside pounded furiously against the glass, as if trying to warn her of something. Slowly, Lucia bent down to pick up Marisol, though part of her mind begged her to leave it. Determined to face her fears, she placed the doll back on the bed, making sure it was properly propped up against the pillows. A knot of nervousness settled in her stomach as she stepped back once again. But just as she turned to leave the room, a sensation of being watched stopped her in her tracks. Her skin prickled, and a gut instinct forced her to look behind her. There was the doll, standing right in the doorway. Lucia held her breath. Time seemed to freeze, encapsulating that terrifying moment. Not knowing what else to do, she gathered her courage, closed her eyes, and whispered a small prayer her grandmother had taught her. When she opened them, Marisol was back on the bed, as if nothing had happened, wearing the same empty expression as always. From that day on, Lucia decided to store the doll in a box, hidden away in the attic. She never spoke of what happened again, but on the quietest nights, when lightning lit up the house, she swore she could hear soft whispers coming from up there.